Michael Pryor. In this section we're going to be looking at the external analysis and TOWS model. So the TOWS model is an extension of the SWOT analysis within our strategic development model. So what do I do with this information from SWOT? So this is where the TOWS model is useful. So the TOWS analysis matrix combines your internal strengths and weaknesses down the left-hand side of the model with the opportunities and threats in the external marketplace. So by cross-referencing them, strengths against opportunities, which of the company's strengths can be used to maximize the opportunities you have developed or identified? Then strengths against threats in the top right-hand corner. How can you use the company's strengths to minimize the threats you've identified? And moving down to the organizational internal weaknesses at the bottom. So weaknesses against opportunities. What action or actions can you take to minimize the company's weaknesses using the opportunities you identified? And finally, weaknesses against threats. How can you minimize the company's weaknesses to avoid the threats you have identified? Using the TOWS analysis, we will develop 16 mini-strategies. Under each of the internal and external items, we need 4 of your most important items you've identified. So under internal strengths, we need 4 items. Internal weaknesses, we need 4 items. External opportunities, 4 items. And external threats, 4 items. By cross-referencing these, we will develop 16 mini-strategies. So as we identified in the previous slide, internal strengths against opportunities, strategies that use strengths to maximize opportunities. Internal strengths against external threats, strategies that use strengths to minimize threats. Internal weaknesses against external opportunities, strategies that minimize weaknesses by taking advantage of opportunities. And finally, internal weaknesses cross-reference with external threats, strategies that minimize weaknesses and avoid threats. And the key here is we need 16 mini-strategies. So once you've developed those 16 mini-strategies, you have to determine what are the 5 most important critical success factors for the organization to succeed in the future. And these are developed from the TOWS analysis from your 16 mini-strategies. You need to decide which are the 5 most important critical success factors. Risk management is another item to think about at this stage. Bankers and buyers hate risk. The more you can do to lower perceived risk, the higher the sales price and the lower the interest rate on fund capital. So again, I put this in here because this has got to do with your 5 critical success factors. The 5 critical success factors also have to address your ability to lower the perceived risk in terms of your customers and stakeholders. So what risks does your company face and how you address these risks?